Let's go, boys! Woo! Let's go, Cole! Let's go, Cole! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Hell yeah! Let's go! Let's go, bro! Let's go, boys! Get that win! Get that win! Let's go, Funkhauser! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go, Red! Let's go, baby! Woo! Let's go, Red, yeah, baby! Big game, big game! Let's go! Woo! It's Hawaii. It's Nevada. It's raining. Let's go find a place to sit that's not wet. Look at this truck, by the way. Cool ride, bro. Nevada grit. Sick.
It's not.
All right. I don't know. Those girls are trying to say something, but clearly I wasn't paying attention to them. Let's go. Here we go, guys. It's freezing. Let's do this. It's my 50th straight game 5-0, and I'm feeling like a win. I think that a win is the only way to fully commemorate this game, right? For us to get that win. Arm in arm, our team. Shoulder to shoulder. That's how it is. Pride Rock, Ohana. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of this? Why wouldn't you want to be a part of this team? This is Hawaii's team, and they represent the entire state of Hawaii. Remember that, not just the school. All right, go watch the game now. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Aloha to our sports fans all over the world, and especially in Hawaii, because we're super excited to have one of our all-time Bows with us right now, live and direct from Southern California, his native land, and that is Jahlani Tavai. And how's it, Jahlani? How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Can't complain about much.
Well, something that everybody wants to know about, first of all, is your health. How are you doing, and how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Just trying to get back out there on the field, and hopefully come week 1, I'll be out there laying some wood, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, people didn't get to see this, but you showed me your rotation is back, and that shoulder looks good because you were placed on the injured reserve in late December, and that kind of was the end of your season. But man, what a great season! I mean, you come in the league. A lot of people didn't know who you were. The Lions take you real early, and some people are like, oh man, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And you made a statement right away. And just talk about your feelings after your rookie year.
It was great. Great experience. Definitely more than what I expected coming into the NFL. You really see that this game is more than it's do or die really for everybody, no matter who you were or if you were drafted or whatnot.
Yep.
So I mean, every play you had to play balls out and just show the coaches that you're supposed to be on the field, But other than that, it was just a great experience. Getting to play against some of the guys I grew up watching, like Adrian Peterson. I got to play on the same field as him and
awesome.
Even tackle him. Aaron Rodgers is one of the guys in our conference that I've been watching him since I was in high school. So, it's pretty cool getting to have that experience with some of those vets. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you talked about those vets, and this year you'll be a sophomore, kind of like, and you kind of got your ways in. It's not rookie anymore, and is that something you look forward to as well, not having that rookie tag anymore?
I mean, the first thing I'm looking forward to is just getting back into the locker room once all this quarantine and COVID-19
Yeah.
situation's over. So once that's done, I'm going to be super excited to get back into the facility and go to work with the guys. But the other thing is just mainly just sticking to my goals and just showing the team my worth and like every day I go into work. So that's the main thing I want to do.
Well, last year, you started in 6 games and you got a bunch of tackles. And what is it like? Talk about just leading up to that week and not knowing whether you're going to be the starter. I mean, how does that affect you as well as a player?
It doesn't really affect me much. Every game is game planned. If someone's doing a better job than you just got to eat it and know that like once you're
I'm back.
Take advantage of every situation you put into. I was lucky enough to start the first week and get a little playing time under my belt, and just to see how quick and fast paced the tempo is in the NFL. So luckily, I have such great vets who are surrounding me, and they're always supporting me in any way. But other than that, it's just week in and week out, you just gotta prove to the coaches and to the other guys on the field at practice that you know what you're doing, and come game time, there's no hesitation.
Well, I have a actually Detroit Lion neighbor, and I saw him today. He's such a big Lion fan, so he's like, you have to ask Jahlani about. He's really big into the defense and the linebacking core, but you added some names too. I think Jamie Collins comes in, and I think Reglan as well is now one of your teammates. And just talk about that solid core that you have over there, and how excited you are to be surrounded by these guys.
Oh, it's great. Jamie Collins has been in this defense for quite some time, and he knows basically everything, all the tricks and gadgets that go within this defense. So getting to pick his brain once we actually meet in person is going to be pretty cool. And then plus Reggie, like coming off that Super Bowl win, it's pretty it's exciting to hear those stories that the players have like whenever they make it to the Super Bowl and win it. Like it's the experience that like you grew up always wanting to like have. Absolutely. And to cherish and share with those other 52 guys on the field. So they just have wisdom that I want to learn, and hopefully soon we'll get to experience that situation with them again.
Well, this year, like every year, I know your division particularly is not an easy place to play. Plus, I mean, it's always cold there. Luckily, you guys play indoors, so if you guys go up there and watch Jahlani at home, at least you get to play in the nice warm confines of Ford Field. But what is it like playing in that division, that just really legendary division?
Oh, it's awesome. You really learn the history of each team and how they were created, and basically just the history of it. Of everything, knowing that the Green Bay Packers were the ones who were the first ones to win the Super Bowl, and that legacy that they have. But just come game day, everybody's just a regular human being, and any game is up for grabs. So just it's all on us to really prepare and go out there on the field and just dominate. So it's cool learning about it all, but when you get on the field, all that just is out the window, and it's time to play ball.
Well, you got to tackle Aaron Rodgers already, but you might also get to get a guy that you've got before in college, Jordan Love. That's just something was that crazy when you saw that he might be coming, your Mountain West foe back, might be on the other sideline again?
No, it wasn't surprising. He had a great career at Utah State, and getting to see that, the Mountain West is coming up as a big-time division, especially with all the games that they won last year against Power 5 teams. So it's pretty cool. But, all props goes off to Love about how he handled his business, because he definitely was a quiet guy on the field, but he made plays, and like his actions spoke louder than his words. So it was pretty cool, and it's exciting to see where his career ends up.
Well, I want to dial it back a little bit to growing up in SoCal. A lot of people, they see Jahlani, and you're a local boy. I mean, you come home, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, Jahlani, how's SoCal?" They'll be like, "Oh, bro, where you coming? You go poke square with us or whatever." I know you're one of those guys at the beach. You're one of those guys that has really embraced the island culture. And talk about that part of your upbringing, and also why you decided to come to UH too.
Yeah, so I'm from California, born out here, raised out in Western Samoa for a few years, and then came back to the States. Um, I don't know, it was different, growing up, I was a nose guard. I was always so I was always a D lineman because my older brothers were D linemen. So I like followed their footsteps, and kind of wasn't really a choice in high school. I just got stuck in it. And I mean, I'm not complaining because it really taught me about like how to use my hands and stuff since I was very undersized. But Hawaii was actually, I'm always grateful for Hawaii because they were the only team to actually give me a scholarship come my senior year. And even though it was late, I really didn't care. Like, I was so grateful for Norm Chow to take that chance on me. And once I stepped on campus, it was a new chapter for my life. And luckily, I had such great teammates, and like I created great bonds with so many of the guys. I know a lot of people always ask questions about whenever I hashtag Cocohead Ave. That's just my first year. I moved off campus, and that was my crew that we all lived together. What do we have? We had Dayton Fruta, Creevy Chung, and Dakota Torres.
Shout out all those guys for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah,
Wow.
That's the OG group right there. And still to this day, we keep in touch and make sure that we're always staying positive, especially during these times. But whenever I go back to the island, those are the first guys that I hit up, and we just do whatever we can to enjoy the island and enjoy our time together.
I got a little bit of chicken skin when you said that. That UH Coach Chow came in with that scholarship late, and I mean, when we talk about diamonds in the rough, you are that diamond. You're that sparkling diamond that came to UH, and you're the exact type of prototype we are looking for. Like, what is the key? What is the secret, do you think? Because like we talked about this week, some people are late bloomers, right? You go to NFL, that you got to step up your game, but that there's always a jump, and sometimes it just from high school, from JV to varsity. And what was it about you and that particular circumstance that you found yourself in that made you who you are today, Jahlani Tavai?
I think the biggest thing for me was just learning how to adapt, in any situation. I mean, the first thing first was like adapting to the culture. Hawaii has such a tremendous culture and history, and my first thing was just trying to learn, what Hawaii was all about before I just started, just running my mouth or whatever, and luckily, like, my background is similar to the Hawaiian culture, where it's all about respect, and like, and to this day, I respect everything about the Hawaii culture, and I'm so grateful for all the Hawaiians on the team that took me in and explained everything to me. But the biggest thing was just adapting, and then, what's that thing? The second thing was just like making sure that I never had that victim mindset.
Yes.
I didn't play my freshman year, and instead of just like complaining and whining about things like, oh, I should have played I just put my head down and told myself, like, well, this off season comes, I'm gonna grind, and luckily I surrounded myself with that group that I wanted to be around, and they wanted to be just as successful as I did. So you just can't have that mindset where you're the victim. You can always change the outcome, so it's just a matter of your own will and your own mindset. So that's the biggest two things I can say about that.
Well, that's incredible because you've defied so many odds, yet you know, your journey is just beginning as an NFL player. But going back to this time in college, and you emerge. You are at media day. Now it's not like Jahlani Tavai. Nobody knows who this guy is. Jahlani Tavai, like, we're watching out for this guy. How did you adapt to that role?
I just kept it simple. That's the best way to do things. Just simplify your train of thought and the things you do. I really, anytime somebody always says I'm big time, I always just tell them the same thing over and over. It's like, hey, I'm just good old simple Jahlani, good old Jahlani. I never like to get big headed, and even if I do get big headed, my older brothers are around just to beat me around and make sure to put me back in place. So luckily, my parents and my older brothers really did a great number on me on how to just stay humble and just always know that it's all about the grind. So.
Well, this grind of yours is definitely, we know it's going to keep going, but we actually wanted to find out about, how is your family? I know JR was playing football as well, right?
Yeah. So we'll start with JR. So JR was he played college ball at USC.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought I was going to follow his footsteps and play there, but like we said, I'm always grateful that Hawaii was that team.
Yeah.
So he was a undrafted free agent with the Tennessee, played I think for the Titans for maybe 2 years, I think, and then played in Canada, and is currently playing in Canada. So he just signed a new contract.
Oh, okay, awesome.
It was a really nice contract, but we'll see how the Canadian League turns out at this point. Hopefully it all goes well. My oldest brother played defensive tackle at Kansas. Now he's working, and then my two younger brothers. So it's the clash of the Tavais actually the next 2 years, because Justice, of course, is at Hawaii, and then Jonah's at San Diego State. So that's the biggest rivalry game for us, and it's cool to see two Tavais go at it to see who's the best. And then I got my little brother Jagger, who's a freshman right now, getting big. So hopefully a team gives him that opportunity that I got to receive, and takes the chance, and he'll continue wherever he goes. And then I don't know, my sister, we'll see if she plays football. But no, everybody's doing good. We're just it's great. It's great that we're all in one state at the same time. It's rare, and we're just taking every opportunity just to enjoy life right now, because that's the main thing right now, is just enjoy the little things and enjoy each other's company.
I know, that's totally true. I think in those times when we get to be introspective too, look back on our lives and look back at these times that really have made us stronger. And I know, for you, especially in this time, you're not wasting any of it, even in quarantine. You're making the most of it. But just, talk about that, your development as a professional. You talked about being in the same room, being on the same team, being on the same field, in the same locker room with these guys that you grew up watching. I mean, you unfortunately, your quarterback did a number on us in the Sugar Bowl, so I hope you got him back for that.
I only got one pick on him, so I was lucky enough to. But no, I always joke around with him, and whenever we were in the training room, it's like, man, why'd you have to do it so dirty in that game? And you're just like, I had to. I was that hard. No, but Matthew Stafford, he's a great leader in our team. And but back to your question, it's tough to really explain. All I know is that I'm really grateful for the vets, because they could be those kind of guys, those jerks that just make you figure it out on your own, but they were really, really cool with just inviting us to understand things, and just showing us around how things are done in the league. So I'm always giving thanks to those guys, especially the guys in my linebacker group.
I'm going to take one question so far from Sean. He asked, is that a Rock shirt? So are you rocking the Brahma Bull right now?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big fan of The Rock, of course. But yeah, luckily, I'm happy that he signed a contract with Under Armour because um, I get to wear his gear since they're Under Armour.
Ah, no wonder. Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I didn't see that. I didn't know that he was. Uh, so Shane was asking though. So you talked about your teammates were pretty good at helping you along the way, but were there any hazing? Did they try and haze you? I know that kind of culture has died down in the NFL a little bit in
Yeah.
training camp.
I mean, we had our rookie skits,
Mm-hmm.
which was a great time with the guys. But the hardest thing that they had was just the rookie dinner. I, I heard some stories. I was nervous when the day came for the linebacker rookie dinner, and yeah, but they took it easy on us compared to the stories that they were telling me. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So yeah, so they took it easy, but it was still a good bullet to my wallet. So
Oh dang.
yeah, so luckily it's only 1 year thing. So
Yeah,
next year I'll get to be that vet,
of course.
and we'll see how we treat the rooks. So
Well, at least they
it'll be
never
cool.
make you like shave half your head, kind, or just have like half ponytail or something.
Oh
Cause,
yeah, that would have been very interesting. I
but
don't know how things would have turned out, but
yeah. Well, we're just lucky.
yeah.
I mean, we love the mane though. That's a trademark Tavai thing. Is that you think that's something you're always gonna keep with you?
Well, I think that's like something that I want to keep until like maybe after football. Me and all my brothers have long hair, so it's just something where we can just be in the spotlight at one point in time where everybody can see like, oh, it's the guy with the crazy long hair making the play. So yeah, I plan on keeping it for a while, but when the day comes, I'll cut it.
Well, and also in your position, and every time we see you stunting on the line and we see the hair flowing back, it reminds us of one guy who's in the Hall of Fame right now. Any type of encouragement or that you get from him?
Oh, of course,
Mm-hmm.
Troy was he was by far my favorite player growing up, of course,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I started watching football. Um, you know, he's just a playmaker. That's it. That's the bottom line, playmaker. That's something that I want to be and I strive to be, um, because in critical moments, like he turned himself into like from a good player to one of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
Playoff games, like creating turnovers in critical situations to help their team make it to the Super Bowl. That's something that I want to do. So um, luckily I met him in high school, so it was kind of
Really?
one of those moments where it's like I'm starstruck and I'm just like, wow, this is like my favorite player, and he's like having a little conversation with me. I wanted that cool, but it was just like just a kid.
I mean, we talked about the Lions, the organization, and some of your teammates. But I'm curious about playing for Coach Patricia too. What is his what is it like being in his system and his world?
Oh, it's great. It's great. He strives to be great, and that's the thing that's so similar to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
he wants to be great, and it just pushes me to want to succeed because he's been to the Super Bowl many times, and it's something that I dream, and I hope that I hope we sooner or later make it there. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to play under him because the defense that we run is it's pretty cool because it's similar to Hawaii how they use me.
Yeah.
I'm versatile and I play in multiple positions,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of fun getting to walk up over the center or walk over the tackle and try and confuse them a bit.
Yep.
But other than that, he's a great coach. He keeps it straight with us, and he'll never. It's rare that you'll ever see him like BS us about anything.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell it straight to our face about how he wants it done.
Does he favor the defense because he's a defense guy, or what does he? How does he spend his time as coach usually?
Yeah, he's usually with us, but he's stricter on he's probably stricter on us because he knows how much we can. He knows how great we can become, as a full defense. So that's probably the main thing, and that's great.
You added another defensive player too in the draft, Jeff Okuda. And anything you know about him?
I just know he's going to be a great add to the team. He's a young player, but I know he'll be able to adapt to any situation that's thrown at him. I mean, he had a great film, so there's no reason why they didn't. There's always a reason why they picked him. So we'll just have to wait and see come game day.
Well, now in the city of Detroit, of course, the fans are hoping to get back into the stadium and get to see you play. How has it been like getting to know the people of Detroit as well?
It's pretty cool. They actually remind me of Hawaii. They're very respectful to the play, to at least me whenever I was out.
Yeah.
But they're very welcoming and they're really diehard fans. They're all about the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's a great fan base, and I'm really happy that I got to be a part of everything that they have to offer.
Well, we talked a little bit about the two of us about that. You actually got to play in the state of Michigan and right down the street in Ann Arbor, and talk about that trip. And you come from Australia and you got to go to Michigan. What do you remember about those weeks in particular?
I mean, getting to be in Australia was cool. It was only thing that was a bummer was the weather. Like the whole week was just raining and windy. So come game day, everybody's getting ready to wear cold gear.
Yep.
Step out in the locker room, it's blistering hot.
Yep. Yep.
So we had to go back in the locker room and just cut our long sleeves. And but no, that game was exciting. We got to play Cal and really just started the Rolo era. But all I remember was flying back from Australia to Hawaii for maybe a day, and then got right back on the flight to go to Michigan. And right when we landed in Michigan, we went straight to practice.
Wow.
Yeah, but back to what I said, the biggest thing for us was just knowing that we can't have that victim mindset,
Yeah.
So when we got to Michigan, we knew that it was all about business. And, when we came game day,
you had the pick, right? That was you, or had that?
No, that was Damian Packer. Packer had the pick on the first play.
Yeah, first play.
So I
was like, play. Appalachian State, baby, yeah. Appalachian State.
Me too. I was like, oh, we got this. We're gonna push this to the limit. But things didn't go our way. But overall, that season was great. Because it was the turning point on just Hawaii football and the theme of how Coach Rolo wanted to start things in Hawaii, and how he wanted to bring pride back to the Rock, and winning that Hawaii Bowl was meaningful to us. Not just to us. It was been a while since we won a bowl game and just actually just been to a bowl game. So it was exciting to just turn things around.
It's absolutely exciting. I mean, that was the best 7-7 feeling ever. I told people this is one of the best seasons in UH history. It really was. I mean, it was a turning point, and it was a show of team pride, and that's one thing that Coach Rolo I recognized that he instilled in you folks was a real bond as teammates. And just talk about that aspect of being a member of the Warrior program.
Oh, it was awesome. Like I said before, the guys on the team were just it was terrific just being alongside them. We always had team barbecues. Those were the best, getting to see people's personalities and understand their stories and seeing where they come from and the history of where they come from. So it was cool because, we had Genta from Japan. We had guys from American Samoa. They were all just teaching each other, part of their history, part of their language. So it was pretty cool because it's by far the most diverse team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And it was cool.
Having that experience at UH and now going into the pros, and like you said, you are now in the nobody cares really what school you went to at that point, right? You go to West Texas A&M and be one of the best receivers in the league and win a Super Bowl like the Cheetah, but keep making my Chiefs references, sorry, but I'm a Chiefs fan for 30 years, but it's amazing to see that there's just a next gear and you get into NFL. It's just this is a different level. And what has that been like for you as well?
I don't know. To be honest, it's just it really hit me just quickly, you know, because right when you get picked up, you start like you head into wherever you get drafted or wherever you're gonna play, and uh, you know you got to switch that mindset right there. It's like it's all do or die right now,
Yeah.
so I can't really hold back anything. But no, it's going back to what you said about like where it doesn't matter about where you come from, you know, like it really doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
Um, you know, we have a guy on our team, Anthony Pittman. He went to a D2 team, I think Wayne State, you know, and I've never seen a guy work as hard as he has. Like in like he comes to practice. You know, he's undersized to like where our coaches are putting him, but like that boy just he grinds it and like he tries to show the coaches that like he's ready for that spotlight. He's ready to get that call and like be told that hey, you're dressing up and you're about to get on that field and smack some heads around.
That's
but
right.
you know, it's super cool to just see that kind of in person. You know, like but yeah, it doesn't really matter where you go. It just matters how you handle your business.
You know, we had John on our show too a couple weeks ago now, and he made a plea to the boys out there too. Like, come on, I mean, they look up to you guys. Like the boys in Hawaii in high school, the boys at Castle, Kapolei, even the smallest schools. They're like, I want to be where you are, and they think I gotta play for this big FBS school. I gotta play in the Power 5.
Heck no, like. And it was something that I preached when I was out there in Hawaii. So some of the guys that like I knew that were coming out of high school, it was just like I know John probably like preached on it too, but it was just it doesn't matter where you go, you know, it's all on you. But if you have the opportunity like to play at home and just represent, like it's something special, you know, like from all the Hawaii boys, especially the Kamehameha boys, they know it's something special to represent. That flag behind you right there, and just like, and to know that like,
and the K2.
Oh, you're coming over. You know, like, but yeah, for real, like they're the ones who like really like showed me and taught me the ways of like like the Island boys, you know. But I mean, I don't want to put like anybody out on the spot, but like. You know, some players like they go out to big time schools and they sit a few years and maybe not even play a few like at all, you know. But like if you stay on the island, you have that opportunity to just represent your country, like not country, but your state, and just you have a better opportunity to just like start right away or just do damage. But yeah, I mean, John and I are like we're a great prime example of of hard work and like of the guys who make it out, like of Hawaii. John had to battle that injury. What was it, his sophomore or junior year? Come back, ball out, and he's already on coach or on team's radar. So as long as you just ball out, that's the big thing. But my thing is, if I was a Hawaii boy, I would have stayed home for real. Especially if Hawaii offered me, because that experience that I had with the guys on that team, and I'm not just the Hawaii boys, the guys like Penatito, Fa'alonga, and David Manoa, Mefi, Kolomatangi, and like all those guys, it's really something special, and I don't think that you can get that anywhere, but yeah. I don't know. I could go on for days about talking about it.
No, we want you to. Yeah. No, it's so refreshing. That's why to hear it, and I don't think it's not said enough. Honestly, it's not said enough, and so many kids stress about it. They stress about to their parents, like, "Oh, I gotta play." And now, kids leaving Hawaii and playing the SEC. It's like, it's like the game has changed. But what you're saying is so true.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that like I wish that I wanted, like I was trying to like help out about was like I know you guys do a great job on coming out to games and everything, but like I know a lot of the guys wanted to like see how that atmosphere was.
Yeah.
That 07 had, 07 you're like they had that stadium rocking, like you can feel that atmosphere just watching the videos, like every touchdown you see the confetti flying in the air, like Like that's the thing that like a lot of our players like we want to see, and like, and you know the way that we do that is by winning. And like it was great to see that like our 10 winning season last year. You know they wanted it so bad to have that atmosphere for all the seniors who were leaving. So
Yeah.
I mean that's one thing I hope that we get going again. You know, and I think that's one thing that like if we start doing that again, that would be like a huge domino effect to get players to stay home, because it's not cool seeing Kuku have better chance than Hawaii football,
Yeah.
but it's something that we can just work on,
Absolutely, and I'm so grateful that you said that. I'm so thankful you said that. It's so true. It's so true. And
Yeah.
we really need to build that fan base. That's number one in Hawaii. That's really number
Yeah.
one, because it's our grandparents that brought us to the games. All those guys you see
Yeah.
around me, it's our grandpas and grandmas, and you know how important it is in our culture to respect our grandparents, but how close they were in raising us. That's what
Yeah.
they raised us in. That's what they raised us in, was
Yeah.
that those colors.
Yeah.
But just great memories. Speaking of 2007, on Sunday night we might just have somebody that was really important on that team, as some people will remember, our gunslinging quarterback. So gotta watch on Sunday. But Jahlani Tavai, just great to sit down with you and be able to reflect on your time as a Bo, but your time in the NFL is so young. We're so excited to see where it's gonna go, and we know that we have just know that all of Hawaii is always, always, always going to be behind you, and we're super proud of you, and we always going to claim you too. So sorry, Mira Costa High School. Sorry, Inglewood. Sorry, we already claim him. We already claim in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But that's Jahlani Tavai. Any last words you want to share with us?
No, just basically, I'm grateful for everything, and happy for all the fans who are watching. And hopefully we change everything that's going on right now. So everybody be safe.
Be safe, and that's the best thing that we can say right now. Well, for Jahlani Tavai, I'm Wayne Cueto. Mahalo for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Aloha.